Okay, year 12. So feel free to obviously be working away on your own plans and your own ideas and your own structure. But if you do need a little bit of help, I'll talk you through the way I've come up with what I spent about 4 minutes on this. So as you can see, in total, I've taken a chunk of the time of the exam to do some serious planning, and that is so important. Um, you have to kind of take a step back and really look at this, and in terms of like an overview first, and then go in deeper into it. So basically, the question is, compare the way the both poets make use of gardens in their poetry. Weird question, but it's actually quite good to work with. So I've said, basically, in my introduction, I would basically explore the title of both poems. To be honest, if I'm in an exam, I really, really struggle with getting myself started. I struggle with exam anxiety. So I always like to have something that I'm definitely going to look at. I'm just going to explore the title. So that will keep you busy, and it will kind of work out the nerves, and you'll work out that sense of exam anxiety as you're exploring the titles. I might even bring in the rhyming scheme, the structure. And as I was writing, I just thought, oh wow, there's so much more enjambment in Chainsaw versus Pampas Grass. What's the reason for that? I mean, if we look at Chainsaw versus Pampas Grass visually, it's messy compared to Visitor. Visitor is nice and tightly structured. There's no rhyme scheme as such, but it's still a very consistent kind of line length, whereas Chainsaw versus Pampas Grass is kind of spreading all over the place. So we could explore that as well in our introduction, perhaps. Paragraph 1, I would talk about purpose. I think purpose is a really, really, especially at A level, you have to be starting to think kind of conceptually about things like this. What is the purpose of Chainsaw versus Pampas Grass? What is it communicating? And what is Visitor communicating as well? So why were they brought into existence, those two poems? Like, I think you can clearly see that there's a lot of rage, power imbalance, violence, anger in Chainsaw versus Pampas Grass, as opposed to kind of nostalgia, intimacy, memories of Visitor. So you can see there that I think Visitor is almost like elegiac in its tone. It's like trying to commemorate something really, really important. So then, just moving on then to paragraph 2, I would think about shared or contrasting language techniques in terms like metaphors, similes. I mean, they all three have, both poems have all 4 of those things. So maybe looking at the way they use those things, but in contrasting ways, and what purpose that might be, and how does it contribute to our overall understanding of the poem. And then paragraph 3, I thought it might be quite nice. I always like to think about the speaker in the poems as well, especially with the poems we have in the contemporary collection as well, because the speaker is always a really interesting way into the poem as well. So I think I would argue that both speakers are passive, but I feel like with different purposes. I think we talked about this in class with Chainsaw versus Pampas Grass, that he tries to distance himself from the violence and anger and rage of the chainsaw, basically trying to remove himself or distance himself from any culpability. Whereas you feel like the speaker in Visitor is also passive, but in a more reverent way, in a more kind of respectful way. And then finally, paragraph 4, do either of them come to any form of resolution, really? And the answer is kind of maybe more so in Visitor than Chainsaw versus Pampas Grass. And then like a kind of nice, tidy conclusion. So that's how I would approach that essay. But obviously you will already have your own ideas, and you should go with those, go with your gut, go with your ideas. Can I ask you that you please just take the poems, come up with a plan, and maybe for Tuesday we can explore a couple of paragraphs that you've written. Okay, so everyone try to write at least a paragraph for Tuesday's lesson, okay, and have a clear plan for the entire essay. Again, I'm sorry I can't be with you today. I know lots of you are busy with the induction day as well, so thank you so much for taking the time to watch this, and I hope it's been helpful for you. All right, I'll see you Tuesday. Have a lovely weekend. Thank you. Bye.